Hello everybody, welcome to Project Beauty, where we talk about project planning and everything beauty related. My name is Jen. I'm just going to move my skull out a little bit so you guys can see him or her better, or whatever, whoever they are. I wanted to do a get ready with me today, just using current products, newish products, stuff that's brand spanking new to me. I do have some eyeshadow on today, but I would like to add a little bit more. So I thought today would be a good opportunity. I do need to start to buy priming my face. So I'm going to use my Rare Beauty Always an Optimist Illuminating Primer. This isn't a project to complete. As you can see, I'm almost done. I am going to put that on the back of my hand, 2.5 pumps. And I'm going to take a synthetic stippling brush and just put that all over my face. Now I don't have a lot of moisturizer. I just washed my face because I wanted to change the makeup up and do the get ready with me. And I didn't like the way my makeup was looking anyway. So I thought I would put this little get ready with me together and show you guys some of the new products that I'm using or that I have in my collection, and get a feel for them myself. Sorry, I cannot talk when I have the brush by my mouth. I am literally like unsure of what to do with myself. So I'm like, So I basically have brought in a couple of new things into my collection. Some of them I don't have actually in my inventory just yet, but I won't be using those ones today because I haven't even put them into my makeup rehab situation. So I won't be using those yet. But I definitely wanted to play with some new makeup today. Some makeup that is like in my collection that I haven't touched in a while. I want to put some La Mer The Eye Balm Intense on my under eyes. I do have a little bit on and a teeny tiny bit of concealer underneath my eyes, but I did try to wash as much away as I could, but I have a bit of mascara on, so I'm just putting a tiny bit of that La Mer product. It looks kind of greenish. Even in person, it has like a beigey green, like a beige tone, but like a green undertone to it. And I just want to, oh, it's so nice. Oh my God. But I just want to really moisturize under, you can see as I move my hands, like I have a lot of wrinkling and mature skin, and I just want to keep my skin as supple as possible. So for foundation, currently what I'm using in projects is the IT CC Plus. I'm not going to use that today. I also have a L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte. I'm not going to be using that today, but I do want to use up my sample from IT Cosmetics. I also wanted to pull in the not the Elizabeth Arden one. Oh, I have an LYS and LG6. I gotta see. I was gonna buy another one for the Sephora sale and I didn't even know I had that one. Like, hello. Problems. That's consumerism at its finest right there. I was going to use, maybe I will. No. I was going to use my Valentino, but I want to use this because it's light. And I also want to just get this completed for the next, what do you call that? Turn and burn. I just filmed my turn and burn. It is ready to go up, but I haven't put it up yet. So you'll probably see that in the next day. So I've just opened it. It actually looks like a really nice shade. I am very fair now compared to the summertime. And if anything, like if I need to deepen, I have these, it's a Physicians Formula Butter Glow Liquid Bronzer. So I'm just going to keep those out in case I need to add to that. And I'm also going to use a bit of my La Roche-Posay Hylu B5 Moisturizer. Just a little sample. This is a pretty nice moisturizer. However, I think this is like only 3 mils or something, small, because there's not a lot of product in here. I just started using this and literally it was mostly air. So yeah, there's 3 mils. So there's like next to no product in here. But I just put a teeny tiny bit of that on the back of my hand, and I'm going to scoop some of that product up and mix it in with the moisturizer on the back of my hand. And just, that's very, very light. but it's actually not too bad on my face. So that works out great. And I love that this is a luminous foundation. I am a very oily skin girl, but it's combo oily. Like, I'm incredibly dry, especially in this part of my face. I am incredibly, incredibly dry skinned and also very sensitive. And I'm just going to pinch the brush and get in between my brows because I already have my brows done from earlier in the day. And I'm just pressing this on. It's looking a little stippled. I don't think it likes either the primer or the moisturizer that I added to it. But I think it's the primer because it's just not, it's like, it looks like it's sitting on top of my skin. I'm sure you can see that. Like, it looks like it's just sitting on top of my skin. I'm going to try on my forehead without any moisturizer. I like to make a tinted moisturizer. And I'm not using that much. Like, I'm just dipping my brush a little bit in and then like stippling it around. And just pressing the brush in. I would prefer to go over this with a sponge later, but because I can tell, you can see it's just kind of sitting on my skin, it's going to lift off. If I were to pounce any kind of like a sponge or anything on here, it's like it's already lifting with the brush. So I don't really want to drag and make too many marks because it's already, look at around the nose, like it's already really bad there. So I'm not sure if it's the primer doing it or whatever, but it's not, it's a little light. Let's be honest, it's a little light, but I'm almost done. I can mix a bit of the bronzer in there next time and get it to shade match a bit. I haven't really had this issue with any of the other colors out of these samples, and I have mixed them with like sunscreen and moisturizers. I use the JLo Glow Wonder Cream and the Supergoop, either Play or what's the other one called? Glow Screen. And I have not had this issue with any of the other shades, and I have used 3 other shades. I just have the one left, so one more use with the one. I could go over and make this super, super full coverage. I'm just not interested in having a super full coverage foundation at this very moment. Yeah, that actually, it like I said, the color's okay, and from far away, like, it's not too bad, but up close, it's just, it looks very patchy, especially, oh my gosh, that looks awful. That looks so awful. Oh my, it's just coming right off. I'm gonna use a tissue, I'm sorry, but it's literally just coming right off. Like, even if yeah, it's just coming like right off of everything. That's okay. It is what it is. I'm going to powder on top. If I absolutely hate it, I'll start again because I'm literally right at the beginning. But I'll probably not use this footage if I start again. But you can just see. Oh my God. It's collecting around dry skin. It's not sitting nice on my face. This is very weird. But we're going to try a new product. So let's try this Rare Beauty blush. Am I going to regret this? Am I going to regret this? You know what, I'm going to try this instead because this is a more, no. We're going to do this Rare Beauty one Enjoy because it's more new. It's really more current. I also am using the shade Truth right now. I can't remember which ones are in the holiday collection, but I'm just going to take this on the back of my hand because you probably won't need a lot, and I'm of course going to put powder over top of this. So Rare Beauty in the shade Joy. No, yeah, Joy. So very beautiful. And I'm just going to take a very short blush brush for cream, and I'm pouncing it into the product to sort of move it around and just get an even application on the tip of the brush. And then I'm just going to play with that like I would a sponge on my face. Just blend it out, tap it on, and then blend outward. Just move the product where I want it placed, but slowly bringing it out by stippling it on. And then you can add where you need to add. And again, I'm going to go over this with a bit of a powder later. I'm going to set everything first. It's going to lose a little bit of its oomph. But I do like a lot of blush, so I'm going to make sure that this is on there really nicely. And then when I powder, it's going to, like I said, it's going to go away a little bit, but we're going to bring it back with something else. This is a very cute color, but it's very spring. It's like screaming spring to me, and we're just getting into fall. So I'm just going to leave it like that. I do want to wipe my brush off on a tissue. I have some napkins, paper towels near me. So I'm just going to leave that as is. And then I'm going to do concealer, and I'm going to use the Kosas concealer in the shade 03W. I really like this concealer a lot, and I want to use it before it goes bad. Now, it looks a little deep for me right now. It's a lot deeper than the foundation, so we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I'll have to probably warm up my face with some bronzer after. But yeah, you can definitely see the shade is a lot deeper. And then you can blend the edge of that in with the blush just to sort of amalgamate the two. It just applies so nicely. Even on my crepey old under eyes. I just feel like it blends so nicely in with the other product. Even though that other foundation is just sort of sitting on top of my skin, it's not making it look worse or lifting it up at all. But I definitely see where it's collecting a bit in the outer corner of my eye. So yeah, something is not, I think it's the primer. Something is not adhering my products to my face, which is what a primer is supposed to do. And I feel like I haven't had this issue with any other foundation and this primer. But because this is a glow primer and that is a glow foundation, I'm wondering if it's like oil and water. Too much glow, too much slippage. I'm wondering if that's an issue. But now I'm going to use my One Size powder. I was going to use the L'Oreal Infallible because I'm really trying to use that up before the end of the year, honestly. I would like to see some movement in some of my products, but unfortunately, I just don't think it'll go great with this look. It would warm up my face, but I do want to use the One Size powder. It's backwards, but One Size. I have always been a huge supporter and fan of Patrick Starr. But more recently, it's like I like the brand more than I like watch him now, you know, because I just feel like he's gotten like very popular with celebrities and all that stuff, and his channel is, although I do like his Get Ready With Me's and things, it's very different from when he started, which obviously happens with growth, right? And now he's a brand owner and a celebrity makeup artist and all that stuff. So he's a celebrity now, but in my mind, it's still Patrick Starr, like who started on YouTube. So yeah, it's just a very different stage for his life, and I'm so proud of everything he's accomplished. I actually met him in Florida before his channel got really big on YouTube, And I have a picture of him and I, which I don't know that I've ever actually shared on my YouTube page, but maybe one day I will. I think it's on my Instagram. I don't think I added enough. So I'm going to get a little bit more, but it actually is making my skin look much better. It's sort of hiding, like I always tap off into the napkin that I'm using because I don't want to put my brush in here in case something doesn't ever work for me. It's just too much contamination. I would never want to pass that on to somebody. I'm not going to. I love this product so much, but it's still something in my makeup artist brain that you just don't cross-contaminate like your skin. It's some different with like concealers because of course I know I'm not gonna give those to anybody else, and most of mine are older. I think my most current one is like a year old already because I don't go through that many. But I would love to get the Huda Beauty Full Filter Concealer. I tried that in Vegas because I had a sample, and I am kicking my own butt for not buying it then, but I did not. But it is wonderful. And I would also like Valentino because it's very water-based and really light, and I don't need a lot of coverage underneath my eyes because A, I don't have dark circles, and B, my skin is older and more mature and crepey, so I have a lot of fine lines. So I would love, speaking of, I need to set underneath my eyes. I'm going to use a little more one size. But I definitely need products that are more water-based and gentle and not so cakey because then it'll just settle into my fine lines. So I'm using a powder puff from Amazon, and I'm just going to press. I know that was a lot, but I need to press right into the inner corner. Really good. And these are just so nicely angled. I do love the Sephora ones, and I'm hoping to buy a few more at the Sephora sale, but they go out of stock at all times at regular price because they're so good. But these ones are really good too, and I've washed some in the sink, like when I'm washing my brushes, and they wash really nicely and dry really nicely as well. So I feel like that I definitely have some skin issues right now from the primer or whatever, but I do like it's definitely patchy. It's definitely patchy, which is not, I just wanted to try some products with you guys, and I feel like using the two glow products together is not a good idea because it is not giving me the look I want. It's very patchy, very like collecting on dry skin and like separating. So try not to put your glowy products together. I had not done that before this, and I'm not sure. I don't think I would ever do it again. Definitely I would use like a more mattifying primer and then a glowy foundation, or a glowy primer and more mattifying foundation, and then maybe like a finishing powder to make, if I wanted a glow, to keep that glow on top. But not loving those two together. Do not recommend. Okay, for blush on top of this, actually let's do my contour first. And you guys know we're going to use my contour powder from Tarte because I'm getting this done this year. My goal is to get this done this year, so I'm not going to show you where I'm at. If you want to see, go check Instagram. There's a little picture on there. It's very Halloween-y, but it's such a beautiful light shade, and I just want to get this right in my hairline. I really appreciate you guys joining me and hanging out with me while I try mostly new products, of course, with the exception of this one. I want this done this year. And I actually have extra product in there from an under eye setting powder from Ulta, which is, oh my gosh, the oldest product in my collection. Not even kidding. Oh boy, I went a little crazy on that side. Let's pick up some of that. Oh my gosh. I know I go a little twisted with the face, but it is what it is. All right, I'm going to do my nose now and underneath my lip. I definitely want to create the illusion of a more fuller bottom lip. And sometimes you can also go on the top and it'll give you that like look or whatever, but I just want the bottom like that. And then I'm going to do my nose, which I'm going to very much narrow the tip. I do have a very bulbous tip nose and like very large nostrils. And I'm okay with that. Like literally, what am I going to do? I'm not going to get a nose job. And so I'm just going to create the illusion of a bit of a smaller nose, which makes me happy. And I'm just adding a little bit and pulling it down because I want this to seem recessed in my face. So are you guys excited for Halloween? I am very much obviously excited. I should do this too so you guys can see. Goodness, you can't even see my sign. I want to do another one, a bigger one, but then of course I need to make sure you guys can see it. So I have all these things I'd like to do, but no time. Okay, I'm kind of okay with the way that is. I will be changing it a little bit in a second because this point here is just not giving. Okay. Ooh, I hit pan. Yes. Show me the pan. Right, like Jerry Maguire. Show me the money. Yeah. Do not like Tom Cruise. Sorry if you guys do. Highlighter. I need to go into my trusty tickle trunk. Oh, come on. What is sticking now? Oh, okay. I am going to use Enlighten from Rare Beauty. Let's pop in Rare Beauty. Get ready with me today. So it looks like this. Cute little compact, very flesh toned, nude, beautiful gorgeousness. It's very pearlized. Oh my goodness. I more so love a golden bronzer or golden highlight, pardon me, but she'll do. Now I'm going to take a very loose egg-shaped brush, and I tried wiping this off, but there's still a little bit of remnants from my other highlighters on here, but that's okay. So we're just going to dip into the top and glaze. I still have to do my blush, but I wanted to lay down my highlighter first. And oh my gosh, I love that when I'm looking straight on, it's not giving me like a strip of color. It's just like fine. And then when I turn, it's like, oh, hello. That's what I want. I do not want some weird streak on my face of what looks like doesn't belong. Although it is a little light. Like I should go to the other shade, which is Exhilarate, which is I Shine by SD eyeshadow, which way I was like, no, that's wrong, but it is actually right. I just want to blend those edges out a little bit. That is giving. And then I'm going to go down my nose. I am currently now, because the trend is over, I feel like it's okay for me to try it again. The exclamation point highlighter, and I feel like it very much narrows my nose in comparison to what it was. Even though it still looks a little bit strange, I'm okay with that. So if you're not okay with that, that's fine. You don't have to be. I'm okay with it. So I'm just, usually it doesn't look this like boxy, but right now it's fine. It is what it is. But I am definitely going to blend out that highlight. It's just very, it's like glowy. So if I'm straight on, it's incredibly glowy. And it is definitely lighter than I prefer. I almost want to put Exhilarate on top of this because it is so pearlized and it's just not my typical jam. However, I'm okay. Like I will be okay with this highlighter for one day. I will wash it off later. But I do want to do a blush, a powder blush. Part of me wanted to do like the She's Giving, but I just used this in a project. Even though I didn't get all 10 of my uses and I wanted to, I'll put it in another project. But I think what I'm going to do is use the, let's do House Labs Color Fuse Blush in the shade Dragon Fruit Days. This I bought near Vegas because I couldn't find it in Vegas. And it was something that was on my list of me to be allowed to buy when I was there. I gave myself a specific amount of items that I was like okay to buy, and that was one of them, and it wasn't in stock, but that's okay. So the packaging, silver reflective mirror. So I'm trying to show you, oh there, that's the bottom of my cabinet above me. So this is what the packaging looks like. Beautiful. And I love the fact that this is the color of the blush on the inside. It has a full-size mirror and this gorgeous shade. Part of me wants to pick up another shade at the Sephora sale, but I have enough blush. I'm not going to invest in more. I have other blushes that I'm going to be getting that I want to try, and as much as I want this one, I have to be very selective about what I'm buying. And so I'm just not going to. Trying to find, here is a good blush brush. Okay, let's put you back. I was not prepared with brushes. And the one that I'm currently using, the bristles are falling out. It's an old Morphe one. It's time to go. But this one is also Morphe. I was on a subscription like years and years and years ago. So I mostly have Morphe brushes. And I'm just trying to start using them. And then when I like need to start replacing, I'll figure out what brand I want to buy from at that point. I love Sedona lace brushes. Love, 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 love. But I feel like I'd like to try other brands. So let me know in the comments if you have a favorite. I would love to know. I'm not in the stage of buying now, but down the road. Anyhow, so Morphe E34. And I'm just going to... Ooh, you gotta be careful with those embossments because look at that line there. Gotta be careful. Okay. I'm ready. I'm scared, but more excited. And I'm just taking a little and pouncing it because I don't want it to, I don't know what this is like, but clearly it's got a decent amount of pigmentation, but I also have the shade from underneath coming through, and it is very tightly pressed. So I just don't want to have an excess on my face like there. I just pushed too much on because I didn't tap it off hard enough. So now I got to do some mega blending. That's very pretty. Very, very, very pretty. I want to bring it up a little bit toward the apples of my cheeks to bring some life to my face. But because I have a like ovally kind of head, but it's like wide because I'm overweight right now. Mostly will be overweight my whole life, but this is like the heaviest I have been ever. And I find that my face is quite wide when I'm overweight. So I like to bring it back and up a little bit so it gives me like a little bit of a facelift. This is very beautiful. You guys know me, I'm a sucker for my pink blushes, but that is Dragon Fruit. Does it say on here? Dragon Fruit Daze. D-A-Z-E. D-A-Z-E. For all you Americans. Yeah, so that one I'm going to put back in its package. And I guess we'll do bronzer next. I don't have like any new bronzers. Okay, I'm trying to use up, let's see. I'm trying to use up this one. It's going to be going at the end of 2023, so I've gotten a lot of use. I am very, very happy. I also have a Clinique one, but I don't think that one is available anymore. It's one of those flower ones. I can use one from my Hourglass packaging. This one is, do I have one in there? Yeah, this one is shade 4 bronzer, natural bronze light. So I could essentially use that. I could use Laguna. I think I'm going to use this one because I do need to get a use, and it is still in stock. So it's just my brush is so huge and it's so teeny tiny. So I have to pinch the bristles together to get, oh my God, this is so bad. Okay, we're good. I'm just going to dust this across my forehead. It's a little more orange than I like. It seems like it would be very neutral in the pan, but when it hits my skin, it's just looking a little orange, which is okay. It matches the hair. And I'm going to put a little bit on either side of my nose. Woo! Well, there's the color I was looking for. And I'll do a little on my chin, a little on the tip of my nose too. And like on the under, not the tip where I put the dot, but under. Ooh. That's really pretty. Really pretty. And then I'm going to just do the sides of my neck. I can't with that. But it is what it is. Okay, so I think I'm happy with, well, I'm not happy with, but we're at the point where the face is pretty much done. Just need to do lips and maybe a little more mascara and maybe eyes or lashes. I don't know. We'll see. Lipstick. Do I have any new lipsticks? I do not. I have not bought lipstick in, I shouldn't say that. I got some in Vegas, but those are like new to me. However, I will use this Chucky one because Smashbox has brought these Smashbox horror lipsticks back, and the Chucky one was out of stock. Very disappointed. I would have bought another one. These I bought at regular price, which were $35 each, US. And then they went on sale after the fact for $11, and I was capital P-ist, okay? I was really, really not happy with that. I think I'm going to, do I have a lip pencil? Of course not. Okay, that's okay. I'm going to use my MAC Prep and Prime Lip Primer. And I'm just going to apply this bad boy. I could use my Chucky lip pencil from Glamlight, but I don't know if it's available still. And I would really like to stick with things that are somewhat available or current. This is legit a Jen shade. And I think it's very similar to the shade. I'm going to actually swatch them side by side. It's very, very similar, I think, to my Vegas shade. That's called Vegas Baby. And I'm very certain that it's so similar, but probably just like a hint off. Yeah. So this one is the Vegas Baby one, and this one is the Smashbox Chucky one. So this one just has a hint more of a rose tone to it, like a pinky rose tone. And this one's a little more warm. And I love them both. They are so wonderful. This one matches my lips. It's like My Lips But Better shade. And the Chucky one gives me a little bit more warmth that matches the new color, which is also very Chucky. And I'm going to also put my Tower 28 lip gloss. Can you guys see how little I have left? Almost done, and the stopper is out. But I'm getting a lot of product on my brush. Perfect. Okay, so for eyes, I'm just going to go into, I don't have anything that's really, really new, because I haven't been buying a lot of eyeshadow palettes. The newest one I think I have is the Pat McGrath Moonlit Seduction, and she came out with another one after this, and of course I want it, but it's like, do I need it? No. So I think I will use this palette because I haven't used it before, Natasha Denona Glam Face Palette. And I haven't, it's in the shade Light, and I haven't used it yet. I would have loved to get both, honestly, the dark and the light, or the medium and the light. It's very beautiful. I love all of this, like, reflective mirrored rose gold packaging, or gold packaging, or silver packaging. I love all of it. This is what it looks like. I've never used this before. It is still currently on the Sephora website. You get a highlighter, a blush, and 5 eyeshadow shades. And I am most definitely going to use these because I just want to warm up my crease. So I'm just going to use, this is a, oh gosh, Morphe and Jaclyn Hill brush. Ugh, okay. We're not even going to, I got those at TJ Maxx because they were like next to nothing for cost. And I'm so glad I never paid full price for that. So I'm just going to take the middle one called Crease. I didn't even notice it was called Crease. That is very pretty and very lovely and warm. Almost like a neutral leaning warm. Very pretty. And I just want to accentuate my socket and then blend a little bit higher. My only issue is that her eyeshadows are always made, like the palettes are always made for people who have like a really low brow. Like a very, very, very low brow. And a lot of her models always have a low brow, and the eyeshadow goes all the way up to the eyebrow, and I have so much space, so I don't want to put eyeshadow all the way up there. Like, come on, Natasha. Let's put some bone shades, or, you know, other skin tone shades all the way from light to dark. That is such a pretty shade. This looks really bad, but for some reason, this part of my eye always looks really bad and messy. Like, I have this spot right here that never wants to take, oh, there we go. It never wants to take on eyeshadow. And then when I blend it out, it looks like I have a bump on my eye. It's like, excuse me, I don't have one. Where did you come from and why are you doing this to me? But it is what it is. So I'm going to over apply on this side because I over applied on the other, and then I'm going to blend that out with just a MAC neutral shade. But before I do that, I'm going to go in with the smoke shade. So the first one I used was Crease, and now I'm going to add this to the outer corner just to give it a little bit of depth, and I'm just pressing it ever so lightly. Just want to build up in the outer corner. Sorry if you guys can hear my stomach. She's hungry. Before I do my lid, I'm going to just grab that bone shade. So this is basically my curated quad that I use with a companion palette with everything that doesn't have what I need. So I could do an entire look with this eyeshadow quad, but I could also do this as a companion for those that don't have a bright, shiny brow or inner corner shade, a bone shade for my brow, a crease shade, or just all over the lid, and also outer corner. Like, I could do so many looks with these 4 shades, and I feel like it's so necessary to have stuff like this for multiple skin shades. So like if anyone was deeper than me, this would be perfect because you could like do your brow bone with that other shade if you have a lot of brow area like me. So I'm going to take another brush and just apply that and blend that crease because I don't want it to be as harsh as it currently is. That's so much better. I always like starting with a harsh crease and then blending it out. So pretty. Okay. I think that's all I'm going to do for that. And then I'm going to do the lid. So I need to get me a little flat shader brush. This is, I think, actually a concealer brush, but that's okay. We're going to just use this for now. And I want to go in with Inner Corner, which is right here. This is very beautiful. Oh, it is not very beautiful. Do you want to stay on my lid? Probably because I have eyeshadow already laid down on there. It's just not adhering. This is something left to be desired, that's for sure. All right, well, it looks like I have nothing on my inner corner. That sucks. So do not like this, but that's okay. I've actually used this now. You can see all the fingerprinties on it. I love the matte shades. They're gorgeous, but I will need to try the shimmer shades when I have a fresh primer on, fresh eye primer. And I know this video is long, but I appreciate every single one of you. It would have been way longer if I didn't already have my brows and my mascara done. I'm just using the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. Do I love it? Not really. It's not my favorite. But I'm currently trying to finish it. My goodness. It's clumpy, like it clumps my lashes together. I guess maybe because I already have a little bit of this on from this morning. But I just want my lashes to look fuller and more doll-like. And then I'm also, ooh, yuck. I need to watch what I'm doing more often. Like I literally fell down the stairs the other day. Okay, gonna put some of this MAC Giga Black on the bottom. My bottom lashes are so fragile. They break all the time. Like, all the time. Okay, well, that's gonna have to be good enough. It looks like really clumpy to me. Like, I don't know. It just looks really clumpy, but that's okay. This is not really working out the way that I wanted to, but it is what it is. I love the lippy. The mascara is just, usually Giga Black comes through more for me, but because I already had mascara on my lower lashes, it's just clumping together. Same with the top. Actually, I see a little spot I need to fill in. But this is not my favorite. I know it's a favorite of a lot of people, but it's definitely not my favorite. I prefer the Roller Lash from Benefit is so good. And also, is it Bad Gal Bang? The black tube, so good. I also cannot wait for Marc Jacobs to come back because I want the Velvet Noir major volume to come back. That is so good. Expensive, but worth it. And I do love Giga Black, but this one is so old that it's pretty much done. Like nothing is barely coming off onto this. This is probably 4 coats. So I think I need to get a new tube out, but yeah. Again, I don't hate the primer and I don't hate the foundation. I don't like them together. So I would definitely say don't put glowy stuff on top of each other unless you apply the smallest amount so that it doesn't like, I don't know, it just like slips all over each other. And I don't think this has, it doesn't say on here, but I don't think this has silicone in it, but I'd have to look into that. Love the blush. Obsessed. Both the Rare Beauty one, which is very pigmented, dries down relatively quickly, so you have to play with it quickly, but it leaves a very beautiful color and coverage. and blends well, but also same with the House Labs one. Really love the color, really love the blush, absolutely love the compact, gorgeous all around. I haven't really been wowed by the brand. Really didn't want to pick up much of anything, but recently I've been finding quite a few things that I enjoy, especially complexion products like blush. So I will look at a few other things in the future. I do not want to buy their highlighter that looks like the one from Physicians Formula like 15 years ago. Really not interested in that one. It just feels very dated, so I won't be getting that. But there are plenty of, sorry, I just found a hangnail. I found a few other ones. Pardon me, I can't get my words out, but I found a few other highlighters that I feel like are really beautiful. And if I want to splurge and I want to do something for myself, I would probably buy something else other than the House Labs one. For my brows, I am currently using the Brow Freeze from Anastasia Beverly Hills and also the Anastasia Beverly Hills pomade. Do I want to support Anastasia Beverly Hills? That's a question. I'm not sure, but I love the brow products and nothing else performs like that. So I'm looking at it solely as a consumer of buying a product that needs to fulfill a need, and it does. And that's what I'm looking at it as. Concealer, love it. Love the Kosas concealer. I would like to get a shade or two lighter, and I may actually pick up a shade lighter than this because this is my like summer brightening shade, and I need, actually it's sort of like my in-between summer, fall, summer, winter shade, but I need something lighter because I do feel like it looks quite yellow in comparison to the rest of my skin if it wasn't for the bronzer. Hourglass, I'm starting to enjoy a little bit more now that they are compiling and being more like range friendly. Like their skin tones were lacking in the past, very heavily lacking in the past, but now very lovely that they're doing more skin tone ranges, and so I will now be buying more from Hourglass. The products are lovely. Are they worth the value? I mean, you really have to want to spend and you really want to have to use that product. I do know that there are quite a few beautiful products out there, but Hourglass does have some great staples. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all I can talk about. Obviously, I'm going to love the Chucky Smashbox lipstick. It's beautiful, great color. I paid the price for it because of A, I love Chucky, and B, the color is wonderful. Do not love the Tower 28 lip gloss. I like the fact that it's smooth and it looks nice, but the smell is off for me. It's not great. It's supposed to be, I think, fragrance free, but it smells like it's turning, and it turns quickly. But you do get a good amount, but I would not repurchase because I do have other brands that I like better. So I don't think I would repurchase now, but it is lovely. I wouldn't say I wouldn't recommend it, but you'd have to use it right away. So yeah, I think that's all I can talk about right now. I can't even remember what highlighter I used. Wow. Wow. Oh yeah, Exhilarate and the other one, Elevate. Oh my gosh, Rare Beauty. And it is stunning. Like, it looks natural. It looks like I just have a beautiful sheen to my skin. It doesn't look like a strip on an airport where the planes are coming in, except for here. But we'll forgive that, right? Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I know this was a really long one. If you've made it to the end, I would love you guys to just leave a get ready with me abbreviation in the comments if you don't know what to leave. Otherwise, leave a comment about your favorite product, a product you maybe would like me to try in the future, or something that you think would be comparable or maybe better suited. Also, let me know your thoughts on the glowy products because I am obsessed, but I found that these two just didn't pair well together. And I also would love to know your favorite loose powder in the comments. So let me know down below all that kind of stuff if you want to share. Otherwise, just leave GRWM, and I will see you guys in the next one also. Like and subscribe. Bye, guys.